Name, Ronnie Delaney Born, January 17, 1930 Akron, Ohio Died, October 5, 2020 at the age of 90 Record, 69 fights. 63 wins, 30 by KO/TKO, lost 2 by KO/TKO, drew 3 career, 1948-1966 division, lightweight/welterweight. Stance, Southpaw. Although right-handed, titles, none major contests scored wins over, Jimmy Welch, 3 times, Tommy Bell, Joe Blackwood, twice, Harold Meredith. Charlie Cotton, twice, Holly Mims, Johnny Saxton, lost to, Jimmy Welch, Virgil Akins, Willie Doherty drew with, Jimmy Welch, 3 times. Past/future holder of a version of a world title, unsuccessful challenger for a version of a world title. Ronnie Delaney story. Delaney was the firstborn of 8 children to Earl and Eva Delaney and took up boxing. At the age of 15, he won a silver medal at the Northeast Ohio Golden Gloves in 1948 at the age of 18 and turned professional in February 1948. As a black fighter for most of his career, he fought other black fighters. He was a busy fighter with 21 fights in 1948, going 19-1-1. He drew, lost and then beat local rival Jimmy Welch in consecutive fights in 1948, and they would eventually fight each other 7 times, with Delaney scoring 2 wins and there being 2 more draws, making it 3-1-3 for Delaney. After the loss to Welch on August 30, 1948, Delaney was unbeaten until May 1955, a run of 48 fights without a loss with 46 wins and 2 draws against Welch. After 25, 6, and 8-round fights, he moved up to 10-round class in 1949. He had his first fight in Madison Square Garden in August 1951 when he outpointed Holly Mims, but then returned to the Ohio circuit. His big chance came in February 1955 when he faced Johnny Saxton, the reigning world welterweight champion, in a non-title fight. Saxton had won the title by outpointing Kid Gavilan 4 months earlier. Delaney won a unanimous decision over Saxton on scores of 100-90, 98-92 and 97-96. At that point, Delaney's record stood at 58-1-3. It might have been assumed that such a convincing win over the champion might lead to a title chance. Saxton was owned by the mob and managed by Frankie Palermo. Delaney was not controlled by the mob, so was passed over. Delaney fought at the St. Nicolo's Arena in New York less than a month later, beating Al Wilson on points. 2 months later, Delaney was given another chance, being put in with future welterweight champion Virgil Akins, but was knocked out in 8 rounds. Although only 25 and after 64 fights in less than 7 years, Delaney walked away disgusted at the way boxing was being influenced by the mob. He made a brief return in December 1957, losing on a 4th-round KO against Willie Doherty. He returned for a second time 7 years later, scoring 4 wins in Ohio before finally putting the gloves away in March 1966. After retiring, Delaney worked for a bank, then had his own tree servicing business. He was very religious and worked with the church. He trained young boxers at the local Good Shepherd Boxing Club, and although none of his 5 children boxed, son Michael became a successful trainer. Later in life he suffered from dementia but was well cared for by his family. With only 1 loss, subsequently avenged. In his first 63 fights, it might have been expected that Delaney would have had a much higher profile, but Southpaws were not popular in his day and he only fought outside Ohio on 10 occasions. He showed in the win over Saxton he was world-class, and if he had taken more risks with his career, a title might not have been beyond him.